Hey everybody, welcome back to another Diecast review. Today we are taking a look at Chase Elliott's 2022 Ashoc Energy 1/24 scale Elite in the next gen car. And we're going to start that off by taking a look at our Elite box. So with the standard Elite box, you can see we do have our Elite logo there, and then the rest of it is all generic. So you can see it just says next gen 2022 season. And after that, it is just like before. The Elite box, exactly the same for every single driver. Only difference is the sticker. So you can see the number 9 Ashoc 2022 Camaro, one of 427. And then it is still this ugly box style, but don't worry, we won't have to deal with it much longer. Well, a full year, but still. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the car now. I'm not going to show you any of the inserts because they're just not that useful. So we'll start on the front. You can see here where we're supposed to have our kind of chrome, or what they call it is gunmetal chrome, but the actual rim here is just more of a brushed gray. It is supposed to try and be that gunmetal chrome rim. I haven't seen any chrome, I guess, in that gunmetal color on these rims for the next gen cars so far. Fingers crossed at some point. Maybe we'll get there, but that's not where we're at yet. You can see we got our number 9 here up there at the front. We got Ashoc Energy and then Ashoc Energy again. Almost like they could have just slid the number and logo back and it would have been fine. I'm still salty. Anyway, we got Universe, Hooters, Lumar. You can see we got Napa there on the corner panel. There's our Goodyear Eagles. And then you can see the exhaust up here. Chase Elliott up there on the name rail. Kelly Blue Book and Valvoline up here as well. What do we got there? I'm not actually sure what that one is. Roof flaps do deploy on the roof. We also have the antenna holes and then the front and rear cameras up here as well. You get around to the back of the car, and this is where a cool part of the design starts coming. You can see it's a matte black color, and then you can kind of see this gray lines. We've got gray lines. We actually have some dots on each side. It's just more of a pattern or a texture that's behind it. You can see it is also the clear top spoiler, so you do have that. But you can see this black over here and then the gray textures with it. You can see it goes from orange to orange, like a darker orange, to a darker red, to like a maroon. And you see as those colors change, you can see all the patterns that kind of come with it. You can see some lines and some dots, and it kind of flows all the way to the back. And then you can see, again, like more dots there. So you can kind of see how they blend the patterns with the colors. Same thing on the roof. You can see where that number 9 is, and then you can see kind of some dots, just as a way to mesh the two colors as they're combining. You do have Napa Auto Parts on the deck lid, fuel cell here in the back. DIN number is 360, and then you see Napa Auto Parts on the back, and you can see all the gray lines for kind of a two-tone texture, or look, I guess. Elliott on the rear window. Going to the right side, you can see it does have the functioning rear suspension. It is an Elite, so that is kind of unique there. And then you can see my favorite part has just been these textures. Like I said, we got these kind of dots, the lines back here. We got some lines up here, over here, some more dots over here. Like, it's just a good texture. I mean, what you basically have is a fade from orange to red to black. But the nice thing is that it is a distinct color difference. You can see those distinct lines. Oh, and my tripod just fell over. But you can see those distinct lines that separate the tone of the color that is used on the car, and I really like that. You get around to the front, you can see we got our Chevy Camaro front end here, and then it's actually like a matte off-white color. I want to say it's more like a cream color, but it's not quite as... A cream is more of a yellow. This is more of like a... more of just a darker shade of white. It doesn't go to... It doesn't lean... It doesn't lean to yellow, blue, or green. It just kind of leans darker. So it's essentially a really bright gray. But you can see we got Ashoc Energy. We got the hood vents up here. You can see on the splitter, we have the all-black splitter and then kind of the yellow and then orange texturing, or, you know, the different matte colors. The entire car is a matte finish all the way around. We do have Elliott on the front windshield along with the opening vent for some air to the cockpit, and then the Chevy emblem over here. But yeah, so the car definitely up front, we've got that off-color gray, which I think looks really, really good. Personally, this is one of my favorite Ashoc schemes. Now, he hasn't run that many of them, but you can see, we'll take a look under the hood here quick. We do have the 4 little not valve covers. Just under the valve covers, we got the 4 little holes for spark plug wires if we ever were to get those back. But overall, this is actually one of my favorite paint schemes of the year. I don't know what it is. I think it's just a combination of the right tone of these colors. I think the black mixing with this orange and red and black color, I just think looks really sharp. Like I said, last year they did kind of the matte black and red, which I do think looked very good. I thought I had a pretty cool look to it, but I really like the look of this one because it can run during the daytime or nighttime, and it does a doesn't really make a huge change as far as like where you'd prefer to see it. You know, like the Night Owl obviously looked really good under the lights. Still looked okay during the day, but you know, I think everybody kind of preferred it at night, where this car really does look good. I mean, it ran at Richmond, it ran at Daytona, but every time I saw this car on the track, I thought, that's a good looking car. That's awesome. So probably my favorite paint scheme thus far of the year for Chase Elliott. I wouldn't be surprised if it's my favorite overall. I mean, his Napa schemes are cool, but I'm telling you, I love this Ashoc car. I think it's my favorite paint scheme thus far, at least of Chase Elliott's in 2022, and so far for all of the cars that have been released thus far. So, but anyway, guys, that'll pretty much wrap up this review. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Turn on the bell and subscribe for more Diecast content. But other than that, guys, this has been Race Craze. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next Diecast review.